The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk-adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to StrugglingArtistRecordClub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today.
Hey, this is Rev from the Drowns, and if you still believe in rock and roll, then keep the dial set here at the Struggling Artist Podcast.
You're listening to the Struggling Artist Podcast.
People need to be entertained. They need the distraction.
With your host, Trev Allen.
I wish to God that somebody would do something to block out the voices in my head for 5 minutes.
Thinking about a few times when I was a teenager and I went to a couple shows and I saw this same Vietnam veteran, older guy hanging outside of the train station, and I had nothing to do, so I hung out and we chatted for a while, and he told me how my band would never be successful because we didn't have 3 guitar players. And now I'm afraid I think he's right.
Check it. Listen.
Good evening, good day to all you over there in Struggle Land. My name is Arya Rad, your friendly neighborhood coffin salesman and musical forager, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Underground Noise, August 2025. Can you believe it? It wasn't that long ago. I was just a kid with a crazy dream. But before we get into talking about music, I just wanted to point everyone to the StrugglingArtistPodcast.com. We have a new page for shows called community events. So it can be shows or anything you're putting on in your location anywhere in the United States, in the world, whether it's a show or a zine fest or a weird barbecue you're having that you want the public to know about for some reason. We've made it really easy to use to just submit your events. And this is something I've wanted for a really long time, ever since the old heydays of bostonpunk.org in the Stone Ages. And I think it's just really useful. I always wanted kind of a centralized community calendar, and I'm planning to put in some more work to it over the coming weeks. So you should see lots of updates. But yeah, feel free to check it out. And if you have friends coming into town asking you what's going on, have them check that out. All right, but enough of that. Let's get into some fucking music. The first thing I want to talk about is the brand new album from GDP and Fatboy Sharif entitled Endocrine. This is a really cool collaborative album between these two New Jersey rappers, and their flows sort of bounce off each other really perfectly. GDP has sort of like this cool, fast, effortless thing he sort of does that's like a aggressively chill vibe. It's kind of hard for me to describe, but Fatboy Sharif comes in and has like really sinister baritone voice, and it's like the coolest fucking thing, and I love the way they balance each other out. And this record just has all kinds of cool beats and a lot of cool movement to it, and it's just really fun to listen to. It's short. I think it's only 7 tracks, but I highly recommend digging into that if you need something a little different in your diet, which I think you probably do. The way the record kicks off has so much movement, so let me just play a couple seconds of it here.
He's off an orthodontist, bottle girls like Georgia Compass, ayahuasca saw the shaman, we pay homage, they play possum. That's just what a bulletproof vest planted, whole clan stuff. Alright,
yeah, and I know it feels sort of criminal to cut that where I did it, even start it where I did. I'm not trying to maul it, but I'm saying you need to listen to it. We're on the subject of the most densely populated state, that is New Jersey, with nearly 1,300 people per square mile. Can you imagine what kind of effect that has on New Jersey culture? I don't understand New Jersey. I'm not going to pretend to, but I do know my good friend Jared Hart, you might know from Mercy Union and The Scandals, and his beautiful voice and his solo work, has dropped a brand new single titled Room Keys, and it's 2 songs, and they're full of kind of longing and nostalgia, and it's sort of this emotional pocket I find a lot of Jared's work sits in. And these songs are really kind of direct with their production. A lot of times in recent years, a lot of his stuff has gone really ornate, and so it's interesting to hear some more stripped back kind of things, especially the second song called Down When, which feels sort of intentionally lower-fi, and I think it's just really beautiful and intimate, and a really wonderful outing from someone who has a great body of work.
When they're permanent, the sounds of dirty nose coming back for us.
Yeah, hell yeah, he even got little minor four in. That's how you know it's sentimental. Are you even doing sentimental if you don't have the minor four? Bullshit, you're not. Okay, maybe that came off a bit aggressive, but if it's aggressive, it's because this morning I was listening to the new record from New Hampshire's Headcase. Oh my god, it's called With Love. Headcase from Manchester, New Hampshire. Oh my god, this is the fucking aggressive hardcore I'm talking about when I'm talking about I want to listen to fucking hardcore. It's violent. It's not like bro-y. It's not overly positive. It's aggressive. It's violent. The production is violent. There's like the occasional like blast beat and stuff, but it's not like riffy. It's not slow. It is like punch you in the face, dive off tables at wherever this band is playing kind of shit. I fucking love it. I was walking the dog and I'm just like, fuck yeah. I listened to the EP like 3 times and the dog started running. They were just running and it was just chaos all over the place. Let me show you what I mean. Jesus Christ, see what I mean? Don't you hear that drop and you think someone's gonna get hurt? Is that not the vibe that happens with this band? Don't you hear those vocals? Those fucking monstrous vocals, and that's the kind of thing you picture? Holy shit, amazing. But while we're on the topic of violence and Manchester, New Hampshire, I want to give a big shout out to Megan from work for their new single, Back on the Saddle. And this actually came out back in June, but they just dropped a really cool music video for it. And the reason I say violence and aggressiveness is is because something to think about is pop music might be the most aggressive music there is. Think of hooks. What are hooks? Hooks are implements that stab into things. So when there's a song with hooks in your brain, that's like really intense. It's all designed to be like a sugar-coated weapon straight to your cerebral cortex, and that's what Megan from Work does on this song. And I think what I love about it is they really have honed in on the band dynamic as well. So like especially there's a lot of cool melodic guitar stuff on the chorus and a lot of great vocal harmonies and execution and arrangement that is just fucking awesome. It's a really brilliant track. It's definitely a power pop rock kind of song, like a fucking radio rock song. It just makes you feel like top of the world. So you tell me. Like, holy shit, how do they accomplish so much in that chorus in such a efficient manner? Oh my god, it's mind-blowing. But while we're on the power pop thing, let's just keep rolling for a second, because we have a brand new one from Salem-based band Cape Crush. This one's called Blank Wall, and this is a perfectly arranged, executed, catchy slab of power emo, as they call it. And I think that's a really apt descriptor, because it just feels, there's a lot of like longing and sweetness to kind of the songs, but they really have a fun rockin' catchy vibe to them. And just this band is consistently putting out great stuff. They put out a great split EP earlier this year that I absolutely loved, and so let's take a peek at this track.
It's a little fucked up that we think this way too. Believe in you. Caught on every wind that ever blew its way through. We memorized the words before we knew their meaning. Lying on the futon, staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, that chorus kind of crept up on me a little bit. Like, I listened to it a couple times, then I was like, oh god, it's really in there. And yeah, just great band, great tune. And a perfect segue to a band we had as our featured song last time. We have Today Junior with their new single called Coastlines. And I had mentioned last time that they're sort of like really cool summertime jangle pop. And this song definitely feels like driving stoned into the sunset, kind of cool indie pop rock kind of thing. You know, driving stoned into the sunset. Not that you should be driving, but maybe someone else is driving you. You have your sunglasses on. You're probably in a convertible that you don't own. That's sort of like the vibe of this song. Let me put it on for you.
I'm freaking out in the second round, feeling slowly come undone. I'm falling down, but you pick me up. We walked into the sun. Let's ditch this place. Trouble's far away. Catch the midnight.
And the more I think about it, that could also be like a dancing around your room in your socks kind of thing, you know, like in an 80s movie, but in an endearing way, as if there's any other way to kind of dance around your socks. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say here, okay? And next on the docket, I need to give it a quick plug, but I can't say too much because my affiliation is just a little bit too close. But my friends in KCUF, i.e. Fuck Backwards, i.e. Ken and Chris's Undecided franchise. And it's funny, that name always makes me think of Steven's Untitled Rock Show on Fuse TV, kind of in the mid-aughts. Does anyone else remember that? Is it just me? I don't know, it comes up every time I say the name in my head. But they have a new EP called Wrong Kid Died. And this is a collection of previously released songs and some unreleased material from various compilations and demo sessions and stuff. And it actually features what I think is my favorite song Chris Jackson from KCUF has written so far. It's called Townie Song. It's really great. When you give that EP a listen, let me know if you agree with me. I think it's a really, really great song, so I gotta shout them out. Congratulations to my dudes for all their hard work. And while I'm in the quote-unquote friend zone, I gotta give another shout to Your Friends in Hell. They were on the show not that long ago with a brand new EP, and now they're back with another brand new single called By the Sea. And this is a much more orchestrated, long, complex song. And it's really, they have some phenomenal layers that go on in there. There was a vocal part that sounds like a siren song that I really thought was like a trumpet when it first came through on my headphones. And so they keep stepping up with their releases, and this is like a nice addition to the catalog. It's a song they've been playing for a while, so I'm really stoked they have it in recorded, presentable form, and kind of a very unique fashion too. Let me play some of it for you.
By the sea.
Yeah, Your Friends in Hell, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And while it's nice to have some sort of rural or coastal songs, the next kind of band is really urban and intense feeling in the way like the emotion comes through. The band is Slow Quit, and they have a brand new record called Fusion in Rupture. And I got to see them a few months ago, and they have a completely enormous cascading sound. It's heavy, really reverby, very beautifully melodic, but not in a way that's like comforting. It's very disorienting in a weird way. I'd say maybe disarming is even more appropriate, but they have such like a massive sound that it sort of like washes over you, and that really comes through in this record. It's just sort of, I don't want to say oppressive, but it sort of feels like you're in a very heavy fog when you listen to it, and they really capture the essence of what they do really great. Let's take a peek. So yeah, the sound really envelops you. And God, it's a weird time of day. But yes, it is a very cerebral, intense experience if that's something you're looking for in your music. And another Boston band I want to give a shout out to is Hunting Accidents. They put out a brand new record this summer called Gifts, Choices, Poisons, and they're a post-rock band, primarily instrumental, but not post-rock in like the kind of ambient way you picture a lot of times. It has a lot of movement and a lot of really rockin' stuff going on. There's fantastic playing sort of all around, and I want to give a special shout out to the bass player because there's some really killer grooves that happened on this record, one especially in the song Roman Candle Birthday Party, and I want to play just a little bit of it because the bass player in me just fucking thinks this is the best shit. Yeah, it feels nice to just like sink into a groove, and I think they produced that record themselves, and it sounds really cool. It's like a really nice record, so definitely check them out if anything instrumental, abstract rock is sort of in your field. And now for this next song, this is another person who's been featured on the show a few times. It's Hallowed Blood, gloom doomy folk from Rhode Island. And the song is called If I Saw You, and it's a very austere song about grief, and I think it's very minimalist in sort of the instrumentation, but there's some really beautiful vocal layering that's really impactful happening. And I'm not going to play a sample of it here because I think you should just go listen to it. It's about 2 minutes. You can find it over on their Bandcamp or on the playlist for the show. It's just something you're going to want to find like a quiet few minutes to listen to. That's sort of the kind of art that you'll find in this project, and so that's the kind of stuff I really encourage you to like take a little time with. And before we move on to the last artist I want to talk about, I want to give a shout out to a few events happening in New England in September. One is Moon Over Salem Fest. So Moonbase One DIY Space in Salem is hosting a music and community benefit festival the weekend of September 12th and 13th. From being from the North Shore, it makes me so happy to see the arts really propped up and enhanced, and the scene being so active in the way it is right now. And that just makes me feel really good to see. And another thing that's really awesome coming up is JP Music Fest. So if you're in Jamaica Plain or want to go to Jamaica Plain, it's a wonderful free local music event, Saturday, September 6th. They've been doing it for years for free on the Pine Bank baseball field, and there's so many great bands this year. They have bands like Hallelujah the Hills, Rick Berlin's Nickel and Dime Band, Lenny Lash's Gang of One, and so many more. So definitely peek out their website and go stop by. It's a lot of fun. It's just a really excellent time. And Saturday, September 13th is the 3rd annual Doom and Grill, and it sounds menacing, and it's going to be awesome, and I can't say too much about it, but message me if you want to talk about it. Okay. And now the last musical artist I want to talk about is Spencer Moody. So Spencer Moody, frontman of the Murder City Devils and several other projects, has a new poetry and music release, and he's released a few chapbooks and small poetry tapes before. I have a couple. They're really fascinating. And this new one dropped, and there's 2 songs and a small collection of poetry. And the first song is called Military Waltz, and it's lo-fi, it's intimate, it's weirdly off time, it's like half spoke sung at times, and I find the whole thing achingly beautiful, and I fucking love it to death. I can't say enough about it. But yeah, I want to thank you all for listening. If you have anything that you want to promote, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram at coffin_salesman, or shoot me an email at aria@thestrugglingartistpodcast.com. Would love to talk, would love to hear what you have going on. And yeah, so just keep on keeping on, keep on doing you. You're doing great. You're looking great. This last one's for me. Here's Military Waltz by Spencer Moody.
Death chairs, breakdowns, and military waltzes. Death chairs, breakdowns, and military waltzes. The blood in me, is it even mine? I was young, I wasn't true, I gave you nothing. It was all that I had. I don't know who I was. I guess I was just the man for you. I was just the man for you. Death chants, breakdowns, and military waltzes. I was working on, I was writing down the total history of everyone who ever died at the LA Gun Club. I was listening to death chants, breakdowns, and military waltz. That I was just the man. I guess I was just the man for you. I was just the man for you.
Are you a band, artist, or event coordinator and tired of being a victim to the algorithm? Do your show announcements get lost with fans missing out on your gigs? Well, say goodbye to that hassle, because the StrugglingArtistPodcast.com has just launched a brand new, super easy event submission form. You just fill out the event or band name, the show details, and then you hit submit, and that's it. Your event instantly appears on the beautiful new interactive calendar, keeping your fans in the know. It's the simplest way to get your show or your event in front of the right people. No more missed gigs, no more missing a show due to an algorithm. Submit your next show or event in just 30 seconds. Go to the StrugglingArtistPodcast.com and click on Event Submission now.